I want to talk to you today about one of my favorite buying signals. No, not the obvious one. When do we start? That's my favorite one. No question about it. But I want to talk to you today about a buying signal that you may not recognize as a buying signal. Jeff, it costs too much. One of my favorite things to hear. Now listen, I'm not as much of a glutton for punishment as you may think that statement makes me look, but I love hearing that because it means that there is an emotional investment by the prospect in the price of my service, which means that they're interested. Now, what most people are going to do when they hear it costs too much is they're going to look for a way to make it cost less. Oh, sure, take this discount, 10%, 20%, 30%. What do we need to do to get a deal done? That's not selling. I mean, come on. How did you arrive at this point in the sales process in the first place? At some point, you made some kind of a value proposition. You understood what your prospective customer was looking for, a problem they were trying to solve, a goal they were trying to reach. And you positioned your product or your service in a place where they looked to make an investment in it in order to get to where they want to go. Well, when they tell you it costs too much, that emotional investment is significant. Now look, you don't ask the price of anything that you're not interested in buying if the price was right. There are times when if the price is right, you'll buy when you're not even prepared or planning to buy. But I want you to think about the difference between being interested in the price and being upset when the price is more than what you thought. Because that's what your prospect is saying when they say it costs too much. They're saying it costs more than I was planning to spend on this particular service. But we have to remind ourselves as salespeople that they were interested in arriving at this point in the process to begin with. So they're invested, and now it costs too much. We need to bridge that gap. So what you don't want to do, because I don't think that's selling, is discounting to the point where that objection goes away. What we have to do as professional salespeople is we have to remind our prospect why we arrived at that place and where your solution is going to take them. What is the outcome that is going to be the result of working with you? And will that outcome justify the investment? Maybe not in the short term. Maybe that initial investment isn't going to really provide any more profitability for a couple of months. But if we're looking at it from a longer term, if we're a longer term or a longer timeline, if we're taking a step back and looking what the ultimate outcome is, maybe that's an investment that has to be positioned that way. But I've said it before, we sell outcomes in the sales industry. We don't sell widgets, we sell outcomes. And you need to position that outcome as being more than worth the price of the initial investment. That's your job. There's a difference between being a sales professional and a professional salesperson, and this is where the rubber meets the road. So I want you to think about that. And I want you to reach out and contact me with your situations like this, how you've been able to handle them, and if you'd like some advice on how to handle the next one. Subscribe to the channel. If you like what you've seen here, subscribe to this channel. I put new content up every week. There's a ton of content still on the channel, and if you're clicking around, you can see some of the other videos. And if you're really interested in clicking, you can go to my website and subscribe to my free weekly newsletter. It goes out every Sunday morning, and a lot of people like it. I think you will too. Until next time, go out and be great.